Coming up on this week's edition of the Hong Kong Racing Show, we review Storm Riders' Group 3 win on New Year's Day at Sha Tin.
David was really bullish that the horse cannot run well today.
Alex shares his top 5 photos from HKIR, and some HKIR jockeys share their early pick for next month's Super Bowl.
I kind of think he deserves to win one.
Plus, we look ahead to this weekend's card at Sha Tin. It's all coming up on the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers with you for the first Hong Kong Racing Show of 2026. Happy New Year to all of you watching. And Alex, Happy New Year to you too, sir. How was your New Year's Eve?
Happy New Year, Brownie. It's lovely to talk to you. It was wonderful, except for my my betting. It was not as wonderful on the betting front. A little low energy today, maybe because of that. But here we are. The races go on. There's another card to get to on Saturday night and another chance to get back to even. So looking forward to that.
Yes, I should let everyone know that we are recording this on New Year's Day, pre-recording this on New Year's Day. So a few of us were obviously betting on the New Year's Day card in Hong Kong, which was New Year's Eve here in the United States. Race one around 8:30 Pacific, 11:30 Eastern. I managed to have a little bit of a quiet New Year's Eve. I had a few bets on those early races. Didn't quite make it to the Group 3 Chinese Club Challenge Handicap, which was a little later on in the card. That was contested over the 1,400 metres, about 7 furlongs. So in case you missed it as well, like I did, here's the final stages of that race for you.
Dancing Code lifting, leads half a length over Gusto Sissimo, and then Sky Trust Storm Rider. It's still Dancing Code, a length. Storm Rider's run to second, but it's still Dancing Code over Storm Rider, who drives and got him. Storm Rider, bang, won it at the post, beat Dancing Code and Patch of Theta.
So the David Hayes trained Storm Rider nailing Dancing Code right on the wire under a great ride there from Karis Teetan. It marked Karis's 4th win in the race since 2018. Nick Childs caught up with both Karis and David straight after the race.
His trial last week was a really good trial. Last time he just pulled too hard and he still ran home, and we thought the horse was coming to the race today with good form. David was really bullish that the horse cannot run well today, and he said to me, don't take this horse back, take him, go forward and make our own luck. And all credit to David and his team. The horse was really well.
I think he's a horse that has got potentially to go above 100, and he was beautifully rated for his ability. And my only concern was the barrier, but Karis rode such a good race, he took the barrier out of it. And once he got that nice run, he was always going to be very hard to beat with that lightweight.
I spoke to you leading up to this race regarding your two runners in the race, and I asked you, the question that he hadn't run over this trip for a while, and I guess that might be victim of circumstance, but he's a very good 1,400 metre horse, isn't he?
Yes, he is. His record's good, and it's just the way the program has been for him going through the classes, and we've targeted the Valley. But now we can keep him at 1,400, and there's a nice little group of races for him going forward.
David Hayes indicating some more Group 3 1,400 metre races could be in Storm Rider's future there, Alex.
Yeah, and look, he'd run against that Little Paradise, who's a Classic Series horse, and Patch of Stars. And Umby's got to be kicking himself because that was the horse Dancing Code that he rode where he wanted to draw a good barrier. He drew the fence on HKR Day, which was not the place to be. Clearly, he ran a huge race that day, and he backed it up with another big race, but just got caught by Storm Rider there. So, again, lots to look forward to, the Classic Series, and we're starting to see the form lines develop leading into those races.
Yeah, it was actually a lot of competitive finishes at Sha Tin on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve our time. Lots of blanket finishes in a lot of those races. It was good to see Jimmy Orman in one of those get another winner when he got the money on Joy Capital for Chris So. So Jimmy's doing really well. I think he's had a winner and or a second at the last sort of 5 or 6 cards, which is good. And I noticed Mark Newnham in a bit of an arm wrestle with Casper Founds, and he's wrestled back the lead in the Trainers' Championship Resolve, giving him his 27th win for the season. Actually draws him level with Casper, but Mark has more seconds. So yeah, it was a good card, Alex.
It was a good card. You're rubbing salt in the wounds here, talking about blanket finishes and certain winners that I'm not liking to hear about, reliving the the toughness of last night. But yeah, it was a great card. And again, those blanket finishes are so much fun. Even if you're not on the right side of the photo, it's just nice to see 7 horses across the line. Sometimes we struggle to get 7 horses in a race, let alone 7 horses at the finish. So to see that is always great. You know, the handicappers are doing their job when you see those tight finishes.
Yeah, for sure. All right, time for a bit of a change of pace here on the Hong Kong Racing Show, because as the regular NFL season wraps up here in the United States, I thought it was a good opportunity to talk to a few of the jockeys at HKIR about who they liked to win this year's Super Bowl. Some were more knowledgeable about it than others. Here's what a few of them had to say. Super Bowl. Who's going to win it?
We're fair away from it, yeah, aren't we?
I couldn't tell you because I do not follow Super Bowl.
Have you got a favourite NFL team?
No.
Not one?
Wouldn't know.
I have no idea about Super Bowl or football. I only know Tom Brady, and that's it.
Well, I know the Rams are favourite, and Matty Stafford's playing extremely well when he's in MVP form. They're going to be hard to hold out, but Josh Allen's coming strong with the Bills. We're coming home hard, and I'd like to see him get it done this year.
I'd like to see Buffalo win.
The
Because
Bills.
I'd like to see Josh Allen win it. I think he's high class, and but I haven't been able to follow it as closely as I would do normally. But I kind of think he deserves to win one.
Do you try and watch a game when you can, do you?
I love watching the NFL when it fits in with my looks high class sport, and they're just incredible athletes. So they really are. Like, they're probably some of the greatest athletes on the planet, and I respect what they do. And I'd say obviously it's a very well paid job, but it's be a hard job, and great to watch.
So both Zac Purton and Ryan Moore keen to see Josh Allen and the Bills get the job done in this year's Super Bowl. Alex, Ryan seems like he's pretty clued in on the NFL.
Yeah, he must be a big John Madden football guy playing some video games over there when he's not riding Grade 1 winners, because he does know a lot about NFL. And to be honest, like, since the Lions are out, and much as I hate to say that, I'm probably going to be pulling for the Bills there. And I think we'll maybe get a Bills-Rams Super Bowl this year. If I had to make a really early prediction right now at this point, Bills-Rams, I just want the Bears to get knocked out. Bears and Packers, get them out of there. Don't want anything to do with those two clown teams. So.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for the Bills. I've got to know Andre Reed a little bit over the years. I've done some content with him and all that kind of stuff. And he's told his story about being part of that Bills team that lost 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s. And that was, quite phenomenal. But, the way he tells the story is that he's not a loser, he's a winner. He made it to 4 straight Super Bowls. He beat all those other teams to make it to 4 straight Super Bowls. But I tell you what, as a Bills fan, wouldn't you love to get it?
But they'd be like running second in the Kentucky Derby 4 times. Like, imagine that. I'd be like, oh, I'm not a loser. I beat another 20 or I beat 19 horses every other time. I don't know if that logic flies, but whatever it helps you to sleep at night. That's like last night for me. I didn't lose 14 races last night. I just, ran second in 14 races.
All right. Well, it was great to hear from some of the jockeys at HKIR on their Super Bowl picks. And while we're chatting HKIR, Alex, during the week, the Hong Kong Jockey Club put out this phenomenal video, a collage of photos highlighting a whole heap of pictures that you took during HKIR. Take a look at this. That was awesome, Alex.
Yeah, it was unexpected too. The community part of the organization did a wonderful job putting that together, and their editor, I sent them a message like how great that was. It's always lovely to see your work, displayed in such a way that's so creative and unique and beautiful. It makes all the pictures look incredible. It's really nice because that doesn't always happen everywhere. Sometimes you get some edits put on it, or it gets cropped, or you never know how it goes. But that was lovely, and I was really happy to see that, and I shared it with everybody. And my wife loved it. So if the wife loves it, that means it's probably good, and I'm happy.
There was probably close to, I don't know, maybe 100 photos they got in that short 20, 30-second video. How many photos all up do you think you took throughout HKIR week?
Probably 180,000, maybe 200,000.
Oh, my God. And how many of them would you edit?
I think from race day, I got through 750 on just HKIR day alone with like the portraits and everything else. And that was with all the remotes not really working that great the first couple races. So that could have been another 100 if that had gone my way. So yeah, the editing process is it's painful to say the least, and especially when you don't have necessarily the greatest shoot that the shoot that you want to have doesn't happen, or there's not a lot of celebrations, or like the remotes don't fire. So it's kind of be like running second in a big race and having to watch the instant replay for 5 days in a row. That's kind of the way I like to sum that up. But
All right,
it was lovely.
Out of that 180 to 200,000, I think you said, photos that you took, and the ones that you've since edited, this is probably going to be a tough ask, but could you potentially narrow it down to your top 5 photos that you took at HKIR?
Yeah, well, since you asked me last night, Brownie, to look at this, I kind of had it going while I was watching the races there in between things. But I've got 5, and I don't have a particular order, but there's just 5 that I kind of enjoyed a lot. And so one of them was Kaiying Rising with Zac Purton coming onto the track. It was just like a lovely sunrise in the background, and the colors were great, and he looks flawless, and Zac looks great, and it's just a very clean, nice picture. And I've taken that picture a couple times, but this is one of the better ones from that angle. Another one that I really liked was Ryan Moore on Corleone, Casper's horse there that he went gate to wire on the IJC. A remote shot from Happy Valley, which we don't get to do a lot. He's right on the fence, right in the camera, and it's just kind of a dramatic, incredible photo with the lines and the lights and the composition. So I really enjoyed that. Another one that I really liked was just Voyage Bubble getting back over the top of Soul Rush. I think it was kind of more me liking to see it for the Romantic Warrior in Dubai kind of side of things, less from the creative and the artistic sense of a photograph. So it was kind of nice to see Hong Kong get one back on Soul Rush over there. And then I had one of the fans and J-Mac just signing autographs. The fans were so important that week, and the fans make part of that event so special, where they're cheering, they're yelling at Zac, they're cheering for J-Mac, and they love their home team horses. So again, gotta give a shout out to the fans of Hong Kong, because it does add an extra bit of spice to the racing over there. And then lastly, one of the few remotes that actually did work, it's Romantic Warrior defeating the rest of the field, getting his 4th cup, and you got the high rises in the background. And it was just because TSA confiscating my wire and making things a little bit more difficult on me than I needed to be for race day. I am proud of this one because I kept the mind right, found out a way to just get them to work. And we got remotes from Voyage Bubble and Romantic Warrior, not Kaiying Rising, unfortunately. It's the way it goes sometimes. But those are my top 5 photos that I liked in no particular order from HKIR, but it was lovely, and I can't wait to get back out there again.
5 unbelievable photos and 5 great memories from what was a phenomenal week of racing there in Hong Kong. Already looking forward to HKIR 2026. We've only got, 11 and a half months to go. All right, time now to take a look at some of the action at Sha Tin this weekend. And the feature race is the Group 3 Bohemia Sprint Trophy Handicap over 1,000 meters. That's about 5 furlongs. Wunderbar certainly wasn't disgraced in the Hong Kong Sprint behind Kaiying Rising. I think he was beaten, about 8 lengths from memory.
Yeah.
Magic Control coming off a second behind Sky Trust lost out. Schottenoff, a winner of a Class 3, 2 back. Been a long time between drinks for Victor, the winner, and Stella Express as well, was actually a last out winner over the track and the trip. The speed map there on your screen, the all-important speed map over these 1,000-meter scampers. Alex, who do you like in this race?
It's kind of tough because they're all kind of a bit even here. You know, Magic Control, who's more of a 5 furlong specialist than he is a 1,200-meter horse. I like him a little bit. Baby Crystal cuts back to the 1,000, which he's run really well at. Stellar Express with the lightweight, drawn middle towards the gate. But I think here I'm probably going to end up going with Baby Crystal with Magic Control and Colorful King, who ran a great race last out for Purton, up in weights there.
Yeah, fair call. I actually like Colorful King myself, but I don't know if I'm chasing here. I feel like I'm chasing Wunderbar. I just feel like he's got a big race in here. I feel like he's got a Group 3. I mean, really, this is a downgrade, isn't it? You're going from the Group 1 Hong Kong Sprint to a Group 3 here, and I think he's talented on his day. He's drawn well here. Hugh Bowman on board, so I'm with Wunderbar to beat Colorful King, and I think Magic Control can run a good third. You like anything else on the card? I know it only sort of just popped up right as we started to record.
It just popped up. I haven't really had the time, to be honest, to deep dive into it. I like to bet late, Brownie. I like to look at kind of the odds change and see where the money's going and see who looks good as they're going into the barriers. Yeah, I don't really have anything off the top of my head flicking through this right now.
Fair call.
That I'm in love with. And again, after I got my teeth kicked in last night, I don't know if you really want my picks anyway. Maybe you take them and you go the opposite direction of what I'm saying.
I was looking at the entries earlier, and I actually didn't mind the run of Igor Stravinsky a few weeks back. He sort of looked to make all, and was still there at the finish as well. And I think if he can get a nice soft lead and get some soft sectionals, he might be a chance at reasonable odds in his race, Igor Stravinsky. But that's it's about all I've had a chance to look at.
Great name. All I'm going to say is if you had horses you liked that drew down towards the fence on HKIR day, that kind of struggled, that didn't perform the way you did, and you see them come back and they draw a good barrier here, don't be afraid to play them back, because the inside of the track on HKIR was not the place to be. And we saw like Dancing Code last night ran an absolute blinder, almost stayed on, just got caught at the line, and he was down there trying on the fence. So that's kind of a line that I would just look to if there was something that was maybe a favorite or something that was played that day that didn't perform to your liking.
That's right. Well, a short and sweet show. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap things up for our first show of 2026?
No, not that I can think of, Brownie. I think I've hit the well here.
Okay. All good. Well, thanks for joining us. It was great. Thank you for watching. If you were watching the first show of 2026, it was certainly interesting to review the card at Sha Tin from the week, look ahead, and also get those Super Bowl picks from a couple of the jockeys as well. That was a bit of fun. So we will hopefully find a few winners for you this weekend at Sha Tin. Keep your eye on the Hong Kong Racing North America social channels, the Hong Kong Jockey Club website as well. Great resource for your free PPs, expert picks, and more. Keep your eyes on Alex's Twitter channel, because he's always sharing great insights about Hong Kong racing as well. Thanks for your time, Alex.
Thank you, Brownie. I appreciate it.
And we'll see you next time. We'll see you next week on the Hong Kong Racing Show.